Before now, as a foreigner, if you get a sponsored job in Canada, you are usually issued a closed work permit. A closed work permit means that you are tied to that particular employer, that particular job role, and that particular location. So if for any reason in the long run you feel like you want to change your job, well, you can't. This kind of makes foreign workers feel stuck and vulnerable, because if for any reason they feel like they're uncomfortable with that particular employer, they will have to look for another employer who is willing to sponsor their visa within a very short period of time. So you must get another employer before your current work permit actually expires. This can be a little bit uncomfortable. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aine. To all my new subscribers, I'm so grateful to have you guys here. Over the past couple of days, I have had a lot of you guys subscribe to my channel, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. On this channel, I share useful immigration and travel related news, either based off of my personal experience or based off of researches that I have done. I hope that you love it here, and I hope that you stick around. A recent report from the Standing Senate Committee on Social Affairs, Science and Technology has recommended that IRCC, which is the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, end restricted work permit, which is also known as the closed work permit. This closed work permit provides a fast solution for labor shortages in some areas. So that means if an employer is short on a specific staff, they can simply apply for an LMIA. When they get a positive response or a neutral response, then they can actually employ a foreign worker who is within Canada or outside Canada. This program has also been very helpful for employers in the rural areas. Most closed work permits actually requires the employer to obtain an LMIA. An LMIA is basically a proof to show that there is need for a certain worker in that industry, and no Canadian or permanent resident has been found to be able to fill in that position. To make this easier to understand, there are two types of work permits in Canada, which is the closed and the open work permit. The open work permit is usually issued on specific occasions, one of which is if you are a dependent of a student or someone with a closed work permit. You can also be issued an open work permit after graduation, which is popularly known as the TFWP, which is the postgraduate work permit. This is a kind of work permit that is open, which means you're not restricted to a certain employer. You can apply for different jobs within Canada without having the fear of losing your job and losing your status. So if you are uncomfortable with any particular job you've taken, you are free to change your job, you're free to change the industry entirely, you're also free to change your location. On the other hand, the closed work permit is usually issued to foreign workers who come in through LMIA jobs or any other kind of foreign worker program. Most workers with a closed work permit cannot change their employer, change their job, or change their location without starting the whole process of applying for another work permit from scratch. This permit is typically issued for a specific period, after which that worker must renew it, leave Canada, or look for another employer who can sponsor them and then apply for another work permit. This closed work permit can impact the worker in so many ways, one of which is job security. This worker is dependent on this particular employer for their legal status in Canada, and so once they lose their job, they technically lose their status as well. Workers cannot change their employer or change their location without applying from scratch for another work permit. Of course, before you apply, you ought to have already found another employer willing to sponsor you. And this process can be time consuming and totally uncertain. With a work permit like this, there is a very huge chance that these workers might be exploited because they feel trapped in that particular job as they need to maintain their work status in Canada. The government of Canada has decided that over the next 3 years, they would scrap out completely the closed work permit. This policy change simply means that when a foreign worker comes into Canada and for some reason they feel uncomfortable with that particular employer, they are actually free to change their employer or change their location. This would reduce the exploitation of workers by the employers. This would also make it easier for foreign workers to seek for better opportunities within Canada. So I'm sure by now you can already understand why this particular policy change is a very fantastic one, especially for foreign workers. I am really happy about this policy change because this is going to be fantastic for a lot of foreign workers out there. Are you a foreign worker watching me right now? Are you looking to apply for jobs in Canada? What do you think about this policy change? How do you think this affects you? And for employers, share your take. How do you think this policy change also affects you? I would love to read your comments in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching this video up until this point. Until my next update, guys, stay kind and stay blessed. Bye.